Hey guys, I'm back with a new video, and in this video, it's about to be a beauty brand showdown. I'm gonna be putting the Fenty Beauty foundation up against the Huda Beauty foundation. We're gonna really put both of these foundations to the test, side by side, and let's see which one wins. So obviously I'm gonna have the Fenty Beauty on this side, and I'm gonna have the Huda Beauty on this side. I'm gonna wear it all day for you guys. Before you even get into this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And also, before you get into the video, please comment below. Don't cheat, and let me know which foundation you think is gonna win. Let's see. Okay, so in the Huda Beauty foundation, I got Tres Leches 320G. The G obviously stands for golden. In the Fenty Beauty, I thought I was 330, and that's what I used in my Fenty Beauty video. Right now, I have the color 300. So a little bit about both of these women who own these beauty brands. Both of them are women of color. The Fenty Beauty foundation has 40 shades. The Huda Beauty foundation has 30 shades. Both of these foundations have warm, cool, I guess golden yellow undertones. And I noticed right off the back, even just looking in the bottle, that Fenty Beauty foundation is more yellow, more golden, more warm tones. Right now, all I have on is my brows and my lashes, of course, because somebody ripped out their eyelash extensions and now they don't have any. All right, so I'm taking my Hourglass kabuki brush. It doesn't have a number or anything like that on it, so I don't know what the name is. It looks like this. It's like the best brush to apply foundation with. Okay, hold up a second. So the Fenty Beauty foundation is about a medium coverage. You could make it full coverage, obviously, if you cake it up and add a bunch of layers, but just on its own, applying a fair amount, it is medium coverage. Okay, so this is one layer of the shade 300. Now on both sides, I'm only gonna do one layer first because I want you to see how it looks. All right, so this is just one layer of the Fenty Beauty, no foundation on this side. Now we're gonna move on to the Huda Beauty, and I'm gonna apply this one. And this one is crazy because this is full coverage. I feel like this is the definition of Instagram makeup. Okay, so I just cleaned my kabuki brush with some brush cleaner. It's really thick, so I'm gonna go overboard. I'm gonna put the same amount of dots as I did on the other side. I noticed hers is more yellow, where the Fenty Beauty foundation was a bit more like golden yellow, at least for my shade. You can already see compared to this side, which her foundation actually made me realize that I'm yellow, but I'm not like 100% yellow. I'm more like yellow golden because this matches me so far better than the Huda Beauty foundation. The Huda Beauty foundation has a scent. It kind of reminds me of like, it just smells fresh like water. Like if water had a scent. I don't know if that makes sense. The fragrance is strong. So if you do not like fragrance, or if you are sensitive when it comes to fragrance, because I know some people do break out and get milia, I don't. But if you do, maybe this foundation isn't for you. When you first apply it alone, like I would not just go out looking like this. It looks crazy. Where on this side, I would put this on and just walk out the house. Like if I wanted a no makeup look, I would use this, the Fenty Beauty foundation over this one, obviously. This side is not, you know, the Huda Beauty foundation is not if you're going for a natural look. All right, so there you have it. So you have the Fenty Beauty on this side, Huda Beauty on this side. This is what Huda looks like, and this is what Fenty looks like. What do you think already? You know, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna apply one more layer just to see like the full coverage that we can get with these foundations, because I really want this look to look flawless when I apply the rest of my face. So this is the second layer of Fenty Beauty, and now it's basically full coverage, and I really like the undertone. But now that this one is setting, so wait a second. So I'm noticing that the Huda Beauty foundation, it oxidizes just a tiny bit. Not as much as the Fenty Beauty foundation, which obviously you can see that's why the more I let it set, it definitely becomes more my color. But if you notice, when I first applied the Huda Beauty foundation, it was like almost a half a shade lighter. But I noticed that it does oxidize a bit, like it just melts into the skin. And now if you look at it, it's not as yellow as it was. So now I'm gonna apply one more layer of the Huda Beauty and show you guys what it looks like on both sides. I also wanna mention that neither of these foundations have SPF, so the flash photography test should be easily passed, but we shall see later. I I just wanted to get close for you guys so you can see how it looks. You can see obviously on my forehead, it's like 2 different tones. This is the Fenty Beauty side, this is the Huda Beauty side. And yeah, now let's see how it looks after I set it with powder, like if it looks too cakey, how the texture changes. This is how I would normally do my makeup, so I'm doing all the things that like I would normally do. Set this oily nose, the side of my mouth, and then the forehead. All right, so now I'm just gonna brush the powder off. I didn't really let it set long because I don't want to give it too much help. It literally was on my face for like a minute. You can see that the Huda Beauty side looks flawless. Like, look at that, it looks like airbrush. See, that's one thing I do notice about this foundation. I feel like it's an ugly process. When you're applying it, you're kind of like, I don't think this is gonna work. You don't really like it. And then when you set it, it's like magic. It's crazy. On this side, I still see, I mean, setting it did help, but I definitely can see the difference. I still see like my discoloration peeking through, some of my scars, my hyperpigmentation. It still looks beautiful, but like I said, it's still more on the natural side. This looks like I'm Instagram ready to go. So I'm gonna add the rest of my face and we're gonna come back and let's see how it really looks. This is just how they look when the full face is applied. And I am loving, actually I love both sides, but I feel like what the blush and the highlighter and everything that I applied on this side, it's just like seamless. It's blending all in. Versus this side, it's like, this is definitely Instagram. Like, come on, look at this. This is more like I'm going out like on a nice dinner, maybe your first date. It doesn't look too crazy, but it's still like a lot of makeup. But this side is like, bam, let me get my iPhone out, take some Instagram pictures, do a photo shoot, like makeup event, YouTube makeup event makeup. This is what this side looks like. But I like both sides because sometimes you want to be this side and sometimes you want to be this side. And most of the time I think I'm this side. Right now I'm going to do the flash photography test for you guys. This is for me the true test when it comes to any makeup or foundation, because you can look beautiful in the daytime, but if I'm going to be spending all this money on these foundations, you need to have me look good at night too. So both foundations right now are neck and neck because there is absolutely no flashback. They basically look the same under flash. It's looking good. So for the next test, I'm gonna show you guys how it looks in true natural light. So this is what both foundations look like in natural light. This is the Fenty on this side. As you can see, it does look slightly darker, but I kind of like that. And this is the Huda Beauty side, which obviously looks a bit lighter, but both of them look so good in natural light. Yes, both Huda and Fenty, okay. Right now they are like neck and neck. The only thing I can say that everyone probably already knows that Fenty has an up on Huda because obviously she has 10 more shades. So I've already had both of these foundations on for some time. I'll probably be back around like 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna go as long as I can. I am not going to touch up. The only thing that I do is, because I just hate the sight of oil on my skin, is I like take the back of my hand and I pat my face like this just to soak up some of the oil, but I'm not gonna use any powder. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and then we're really gonna see the true test because I'm gonna show you a close-up of all the stuff that goes down. Peace. Okay guys, so I am back from a long day and I cannot believe how both of these foundations are holding up right now. It is 11 o'clock. I've had this foundation on since I believe 2:30, I think I said 2:30 or 2:40. Hands down, these have to be like the top 2 foundations in the makeup world right now. There's not really any creasing going on. Didn't touch up. All I've really been doing is tapping like the areas where I'm oily. But even when I was doing that, it's not really that oily, which is crazy. Like, I cannot believe how bomb these foundations look. So right off the back, to me, truthfully, I think that the Fenty Beauty side looks more like my skin. If I cover right now, just look how flawlessly it blends in with my neck. Now, as far as how flawless each one is, I feel like the Fenty Beauty, like I said, it is medium coverage, and even though I put 2 layers, I feel like it doesn't give you the Instagram look, and I don't think that's what Rihanna was going for anyway. But I do feel like the Huda Beauty it looks way more flawless. Like, it is just a hands down flawless foundation. Like, if you go into the store and you're like, I want to look perfect, I want no imperfections showing. If you have really, really bad hyperpigmentation, discoloration, acne, scars, whatever, that Huda Beauty foundation is gonna cover it. You could just use the foundation on its own and it's gonna look flawless. Like I said, I didn't even put concealer underneath my eyes and it looks like I did. Me personally, I like my makeup to look flawless most of the time, so I probably would reach for this. But I do have my days where, like, I wanna look cute, but I don't wanna look overdone, like I'm going to freaking a wedding or something. I would pull out the Fenty Beauty. I do find that Fenty Beauty might be troublesome for people who have dry skin. I have oily skin, so it's fine for me, but if you have dry skin or you have patches or your skin is flaky or you don't exfoliate before you use this foundation, you're gonna look crazy. It's funny because even my husband, he was like, let me look and see which side, you know, which one is what. And he knew that this side was Fenty Beauty, and he said, yeah, in this area, your skin looks a little more textured, which is fine because that just proves that this foundation is supposed to look like skin. So skin has texture. It's not a negative, it's just up to what your preference is. This side looks less textured than this side. So this really is like Instagram, like it looks like a filter in real life. When it comes to blendability, I do feel like it takes longer to blend in the Huda Beauty foundation. And I feel like if you want to be quick about it and just hurry up and apply your makeup, you got things to do, places to go, the Fenty Beauty will do that for you. The Fenty Beauty bottle is a glass bottle. So some people do like that when it comes to their foundation. The Huda Beauty is a plastic bottle. I did see some people comment on how it was kind of cheap of her to like do that. Like, why would she do a plastic bottle? But me personally, I would rather have a plastic bottle because I'm clumsy. So at least I know if I do break this bottle, I'm not gonna have glass everywhere, because I have broken so many foundations where I have had glass everywhere. So I mean, it really doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bother me that much, but that's up to you. If that doesn't bother you, then it doesn't really bother me either. Now, what's interesting to me is you would think that the Fenty Beauty has more foundation in the bottle than the Huda Beauty. But this one, the Huda Beauty actually has 1.18 fluid ounce and Fenty has 1.08 fluid ounce, which is really strange. I mean, I don't know if I'm stupid or I'm reading the numbers wrong, but the Huda Beauty actually has a tad bit more foundation in it, because the bottle looks like you would think that this has more in it. It was really hard for me to choose what the winner is. And truthfully, guys, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but I think it's a tie. When I first was applying it, like, I for sure thought that Fenty was gonna win just because the application was better than Huda. But then when Huda was set and the makeup was on it, I was like, Huda might take this. But then as everything started melting into the skin and I started seeing how it looked, I liked the way Fenty blended in better. Huda blended in as well, but Fenty just melted into my skin. The winner is definitely Huda when it comes to flawlessness, Instagram, photo shoot, going out, you want to look perfect, definitely would pick up Huda. Hands down. But if I want to front and look like I have flawless skin and I really don't, and it looks natural and I can wear it on a day-to-day basis, I would go with Fenty, because Huda is definitely not an everyday foundation, but Fenty is. The Huda Beauty side is definitely more greaseball. Definitely more greaseball. Definitely way more oily on this side. Comment below and let me know, who do you want to see a battle with? Let me know in the comments, because I want to test it out for you guys. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Deuces. Well, let me use my other hand because I have no nails on that one. Deuces.